Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Taylor, and I love to share tips and tricks on taking your family to Disney World. I love to share everything that I've learned over the last several trips. I don't even know how many we've been on now, but I love to share everything that I've learned about taking our family to Disney with you so it can make it just a little bit easier for you and your family when you go. If you're new here, like I said, my name's Taylor. I'm also a travel agent that specializes in Disney. So this is my job and I absolutely love it. And I love going and learning new things, new tips, new tricks, what's the latest going on at Disney so I can help you when you and your family go to make it a little bit easier because Disney is really difficult. I am not going to lie. It's a lot of stuff that you have to do on your phone. A lot of planning goes into this and things are changing constantly. And so if you use a travel agent, it benefits you so much because they can keep you up to date on everything, help you with whatever. If you have a question, they're more than happy to answer it for you. So please use a travel agent if you are planning a Disney World trip or a Disneyland trip or anywhere. A travel agent will help you so much. So on this video, I wanted to kind of go over some questions that I get asked a lot from my clients when I am booking a Disney World trip for them. So I have 5 questions that I get asked a lot, and so I kind of wanted to go over those with you. So the first one, it kind of pertains to this trip. I've stayed at a lot of different resorts, but a lot of my clients that I have that are going this summer, they are trying to, everything is so expensive. So everybody is trying to go a little bit cheaper. And so, like I've talked about in previous videos, Disney has 3 different categories of resorts. They have value resorts, moderate resorts, and deluxe resorts. We've stayed at all 3. But this last trip, like I've said, we tried to go really cheap. So we stayed at a value resort and we stayed at All Star Sports. And I have not stayed here since I was in 7th grade. So that has been many years ago. I'm 33. So it's been a long time ago. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about that. A lot of my clients have asked, Taylor, what do you think of the value resorts? Especially the all-star ones, because they are going to be the cheapest. The all-star group is going to be the most cost effective. So there's all-star sports, all-star movies, and all-star music, and they're all about the same. They're just themed a little bit different, but they're all basically the same, resort. So we stayed at the sports, and a lot of times the sports will be just a little bit cheaper than the other 2. I don't really know why, but just kind of depending on when you're going, the sports one may be just a smidge cheaper. So that's where we stayed this time. And they are redoing all of the All Stars. And I think they are almost finished. I want to say there may be like a section or 2 that's not been redone yet, but most of the rooms have all been refurbished. So when I booked this, like I said, I want to go cheap, and they have different categories you can book from too when you go to book a value resort. And they've changed a little bit now. They'll say like water view or garden view now, but when I booked ours, it says a standard, preferred room. You'll have like a pool view, a preferred pool view. I think that's it for if I mess up, I'll try to post it under here, but we just did a standard. That's the cheapest route you can go. And I want to say ours, which I did get a discount because I'm an annual pass holder, but I think without a discount, it might have been like $145 to $165 a night. So that can kind of give you an idea. So we stayed standard, and I wasn't sure. I was like, if we're staying standard, we're not staying preferred. So I don't know if we're going to be in the section that hasn't been refurbished or not. So I was just kind of keeping my fingers crossed, but I didn't really care because we're going to Disney. So I don't care. I can sleep in a tent and still be happy because we're at Disney World. So when we got there, we did have a refurbished room. So it was new. Everything was redone. And y'all, I am so sorry. I was going to do an All Stars resort tour of the whole thing, and I just ran out of time. And my husband didn't go on this trip. And so I really had to really focus my attention on Stella. So I tried to video and vlog as much as I could. So I will work on that. Next trip we're going on, it's my whole entire family going. So that will make it a little bit easier. But I tried to do the best that I could while I was there. But my main focus was Stella because it was me and her. And so I didn't get to vlog as much as I wanted to. So next trip I will work on that, and I hope that I can get a little bit more footage and more vlogging of more stuff that I try to do the best that I could. So, but anyways, I loved the All Star Sports. It was great. The room was great. They are a little bit smaller. So when you walk in, it'll be folded up. There's a Murphy bed. And when it's folded up, there's a little table, a little dinette table that comes out with one chair on each side. So that's nice. With that folded up, you have a lot more floor space, like when you walk into the door or walk in through the door. So that will come down. So that is a queen size bed too, but it's a Murphy bed. So you can leave it up or fold it down depending on however many's in your room. And then there's a queen size regular bed. So it was great. We had plenty of room. There's that beverage cooler in there. There was a dresser in there with, I don't know, I'm going to post a picture up, but there was several drawers. So we unloaded our bags and put all of our clothes in there. There was plenty of storage. The bathroom was nice. I mean, it wasn't huge or anything, but we had plenty of room in there. The shower was nice. I really liked it. For the price, I would totally stay there again. And Stella absolutely loved it. She is an athletic little girl. She loves sports. She plays soccer and tennis and softball. She loved it. So the section we were in was the baseball section. We were in number 8, section 8. There, that I forget the other. There was 2 baseball buildings. We were in number 8, and then right in front of that there was like a pool, like one of the smaller pools. And then there was that huge football field, and she loved that. So like at night when we were headed back, or once we had gotten back and we were going to like get some food, or she wanted to go to the arcade, she would play on that football field. There was kids everywhere out there playing, like throwing ball, or Stella was out there doing cartwheels. Just, I mean, it was a great just area to let your kids just run and get some energy out. So I loved that. So it was great. I loved the All Star Resort. It was, to me, it was fabulous. The food court was great. They had good food options. If your little kids like arcade games, their arcade was really, really good. I liked it. There's the main swimming pool. It was good too. The only thing that I don't like about the Valor Resorts, none of their swimming pools have slides. And that may not be a big deal to you, but once you have stayed in a moderate or a deluxe and they have these wonderful slides, they are so much fun. The kids love them. And I feel like that kind of keeps them entertained longer. So you can just kind of sit and relax in the pool, like down like where the kids come out of the slide. Me and Kyle kind of just stand down there and watch her as she comes out, and then she'll get out and go back up there. And we can just kind of sit in there and watch for her while we kind of relax too. So that's the only thing. I did notice when we were here at the All Star Sports, because they don't have a slide, like she wanted, like I could never relax. Like I was in the pool with her the whole time, which I would be anyways, but I had to constantly be playing with her. She's like, Mom, let's do this. Or they had balls that you could play with too, like because it's the sports. They had a blow up soccer ball, a blow up football, something else. So we were constantly throwing that ball, or we were going underwater. She'd want to ride on my back or whatever. So she was the only kid that was with us. So I feel like if we had another kid with us, they could kind of entertain each other, but it was all on me. And I feel like if there was a slide, I could stay in the pool and kind of watch her when she comes down, that she could get up and go again. So that is the only downfall, in my opinion, about the Value Resorts, is they do not have a slide at their swimming pool. But other than that, they're great. And if you don't care about a slide, you'll be just fine, because the pools are great. They're nice. They're huge. And right outside the pools are these little snack bars. So you could get a drink, get a snack. I mean, everything you need is right there. So I can't talk about this resort enough. Like it, for the price, to me, it was great. I would be happy staying there again. I would totally do it again. So like I've told my clients, if you are trying to go cheap or more budget friendly, I would stay in one of the All Stars. They were fabulous. Loved it. Okay, number 2, our family loves the water park. And it's funny because a lot of my clients are like, the water park? You go to their water park there? Like a lot of people don't even know it's there. And especially if you're going in the summer, they'll ask me, well, do you think it's worth the extra money? Because this is an extra ticket that you have to buy if you want to go to the water park. And I need to check. I want to say it's between like $65, $55. I don't think it's more than 65 per person. And then kids are like a little bit cheaper. But to me, yes, it is worth it. And if you are going in the summertime, what we like to do, I like to put this like in the middle on our rest day. So like how I like to do our trips, I like to go for a week if we can. You've got a travel day, one at the beginning, one at the end. Okay, so 2 days are kind of out because those are your travel days. So you basically have 5 days. So I like to do park day, rest day, park day, park day. That's just how I like to do it. And then on that rest day, if it's warm or hot, I like to go to the water park. So we are not sleep in people. We're just not. Even if we went to bed at midnight, believe me, we're going to be up at 6, ready to go. We can't sleep late. We're just not sleepers. So, and I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. But so we'll wake up. We may take our time. We may lay around for just a little bit, go grab some coffee, get some breakfast, kind of take our time, but then we'll go to the water park. And it is so relaxing. I absolutely love the water park, and I'm so mad, but I didn't hardly get any footage of the water park because I had my phone and I had bought one of those cases for it. And I was so afraid because we wanted to keep getting into the wave pool, and it says it's 100% waterproof, but I hated to like take my phone in the wave pool and something happened to it. Now I could have taken it on a slide probably and been fine, but because we were in that wave pool so much and I didn't want to just leave it in my bag out by the like where our chair was, I didn't want anything to happen to it. So I just ended up putting my phone in a locker. So next time I go, I will try to video as much as I can of the water park. There are 2 water parks at Disney. One is Blizzard Beach and one is Typhoon Lagoon. My favorite is Typhoon Lagoon, but my husband and daughter's favorite is Blizzard Beach. I will say this, Blizzard Beach is really, really good if you have smaller kids. There's more for them to do. So they've just redone Blizzard Beach, and there is a Frozen section for little kids that's super cute. And they have another kids section that's for like Stella's age, maybe like 5 and up, maybe like 5 to 10, 5 to 12. And they have all these obstacle course things they can do that's on the water. So there's one that these big plastic chunks that look like ice blocks that you hold. There's a rope up here and you hold onto it and you try to walk across the big chunks of ice and try not to fall over. Stella loves doing that one. There's more slides that are more for families. There's a racing slide that we absolutely love. I want to say there's like 5 slides all side by side, and you sit like on this little, you lay on your belly and hold it right here. It almost looks like a sled because it's flat, but then it curves up and you hold it right in that curve. And so everybody goes at the same time and you see who wins the race. So that's a lot of fun. So they like that one. So in my opinion too, if you have little kids, they're going to probably like Blizzard Beach better, but Typhoon Lagoon is my favorite. It still has a ton of water slides. There's not as much for little kids. There is like a little kiddie area, but there's not as much. But it's really tropical themed, and I just love like they play like Caribbean music while you're there, and I don't know, it's just very relaxing to me. So we love the water park. In my opinion, it's worth every penny to go. It's a great way to relax. If it's really hot, it's a good way to cool off. And like I said, if you're staying in a value resort, they don't have a slide. That may not be important to you though. You just kind of have to weigh your options of what's important to you and what's not. To me, I like a water park. We like a slide. It kind of keeps everybody entertained. Everybody can kind of do their own thing. You know, somebody may want to be in the wave pool. Others may want to be going down a slide. There's lots and lots of food options there, good desserts. Like, it's just a good time. And they don't stay open as late as the park. I want to say Typhoon Lagoon's open from like 10 to 6 or 10 to 7. And then Blizzard Beach is only open from like 10 to 5 because I didn't realize this till recently. There are no lights, like outside lights at Blizzard Beach. So once it starts getting a little bit dark, like it's going to be real dark there because there's not any like street lights or whatever like within the park. So they close early because of that. But I think it is totally worth every penny to go to the water park. So try it out at least one time. I think you and your family will love it. Okay, the next thing that I get asked, because they know I took Mears Connect this time, is what ride service do you like? So this was my first time to take Mears Connect. I wanted to try Sunshine Flyer as well, but Sunshine Flyer only runs from like, I looked it up and it was on one of my other videos. I want to say it's from 7 to 11. They only run from 7 to 11. So I really wanted to try them because their buses are really cute and they give the little kids like little conductor hats, super cute. But because our flight was so late, I didn't want to risk if our flight got delayed, which thankfully I didn't book Sunshine Flyer because I'm glad I thought about that. So Mears Connect, I loved it. They run 24/7. So If your flight's delayed 3 times like ours, you're going to be okay because they have your flight information anyway. So they are tracking your flight to know like when you're going to be there or whatever. So it was perfect. They have the big charter buses too, just like Sunshine Flyer, but they also have smaller ones. They have cars and they have like 15 passenger vans. And I think the reason why they have the cars and the vans is because they also have an express service, I think it's called. Now it's more expensive, but you don't have to ride with other people. It would just be your family. So it'd be like you were taking an Uber, but it's through Mears Connect, which I feel much safer about that if you were traveling by yourself or you didn't have your husband with you or whatever. So I really liked it. But when we got there, it was so late. There wasn't a lot of people going to resorts at 2:30 in the morning. So it was just everybody that was on our flight that was going to. I'm trying to think too. There's different lines, different sections. So you just tell when you walk in to check in, he'll ask you which resort you're staying at. And from whatever you tell him, he'll tell you what line to go to. So it's not like you have to stop at every single resort. They kind of section you off and do you like in groups that the resorts that are closest to each other, they kind of group you together and do it that way. So we didn't have to ride long at all. I think it took us all of 25 minutes to get there. So it was fine. But like I said, because there was not that many, we were on a 15 passenger van instead of the charter bus. So that was great. Now, on the way back, we were on the charter bus that picked us up. So they'll tell you too, when they drop you off at your resort, they will tell you whenever you'll get an email about your pickup time, and they do it all based on when your flight leaves out or when your flight arrives. So our flight was leaving at 5 something, headed back to Nashville, 5 in the afternoon. So they picked us up at 1:30. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. They picked us up at 1:30. So when they dropped us off at the resort, the lady that was driving, she said, now, whenever it's time for you to be picked back up, just come right back to this spot. It's not marked or anything. She's just like, we will pick you up right here where we dropped you off. So that was great. We just went right back to where she dropped us off. And then they were right there at 1:30, and you'll just pull up your email where they send you like what time they're picking you up. There's a QR code on there. Just, I'm sorry, let them scan that, and that's your ticket to get on. And let's see, I booked all 4 of ours together, me and Stella and my cousin and her husband. All of us were together. So we only had one QR code. So if you're booking for your whole family, you only have one QR code, which I love that. Not that way, not everybody had to keep up with the QR code to get onto the bus for their ticket. It was only one. So that was perfect. And it said 4 passengers. So that was great. So I loved Mears Connect, highly recommend them. They were very, very clean. There's a bathroom on the charter bus, which I love because especially if you have little ones. I mean, I know you're like, oh, I don't want to use that bathroom, but Stella had to go and I ended up having to go too. So I told her, I was like, let me go in there and look and just make sure. And it was so clean. So we used the bathroom on the bus. It was fine. So if you do have little ones, I liked that too because they have a bathroom on the charter bus. So I can't recommend Mears Connect enough. It was fabulous. Okay, so number 4. This question I get asked all the time. Taylor, how much money do I need to take to spend? Like spending money, like food, souvenirs, extras. So it all depends on you. So we've been several times. So we kind of know what we like, what food we like, what we don't like. So we're not trying all these different restaurants all the time since we've been. This was a smaller last minute trip. So I'm like, we're not spending a lot of money. We were trying to do it really, really cheap. We did do 2 nicer restaurants, I guess you would say. We did the Beer Garden. We did Ohana. Those are our 2 table service meals. Everything else we did quick service. So I cannot remember how much Ohana and Beer Garden cost us. I will have to look and see, but it's more for an adult and it's cheaper for a child. So I will look and try to post this, the prices on there. But, and I think I'm trying to think, I had a gift card too for Ohana. I used a gift card, so it wasn't as much. But anyways, I'm going to tell you my total that I spent the whole time that I was there. So if you link, and I highly suggest you do this, either link your credit card or your debit card to your Magic Band. This is not my Magic Band, it's my watch, but link it to your Magic Band, and every time you go to scan something or to go to buy something, you can just scan your Magic Band. You I love this. You don't have to dig in your backpack to find your card or to find cash. You just do this, scan, you're good to go. It takes no time. Um, I guess you could do it at a table service. I've never done that. I've paid with just my regular card or a gift card or cash or whatever. So, but like while you're in the park, if you want to buy souvenirs, you're at a quick service, you want to buy some popcorn, whatever, scan that armband. I love it. And then at the end of your trip, they give you an itemized statement. Like right when we checked out, it came through on my email. It will tell you everything that you bought. And so you can keep up with everything that you, or know everything that you spent. So when I got my statement, I spent we were there, I'm not even going to count the night we arrived because we got there at 2:30 in the morning, so we didn't buy anything. So we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning, and then we left Tuesday afternoon. So we did buy some stuff Tuesday morning, like breakfast and drinks and snacks and stuff. I spent like right at $550 for me and Stella. That was, some of her toys that she bought, all of our food, drinks. I spent $550 for the two of us for that many days, which I did not think was too bad. Now, I am not including Bippity Boppity Boutique. We did do that, but I had a gift card that I had bought for that because I knew that was going to be an extra expense. And that they have different packages, but the one we did was kind of middle of the road. It was just a little bit over, I'm going to say it was $220. It was a little bit over $200. So that is not in that budget because it was kind of separate. So I tried to put some aside for just like food, drinks, and little souvenirs if she wants that. Like I will buy her some stuff too, but if she wants something big, which we had no room to buy big stuff on this trip, she'll have to use her own money that she saved from birthday or Christmas or allowance, So I do buy her some stuff, but if it's bigger, she has to use her money. So that wasn't included, but I did for anything bigger. But like for her toys that she did buy on this trip, I bought them for, so that was budgeted in there. But I used a gift card for Ohana, and I used a gift card for Bippity Boppity. So Bippity Boppity was $220. So if you want to add that in, that'd be $700 and something. And then Ohana, I can't remember what it was for us. I'll look. And then Beer Garden was in that $550. That was on there because I used my card to pay for it, the card that was linked to my Magic Band. So $550 is what we spent on food in the parks and drinks in the parks, and then the souvenirs. So if that kind of gives you a little, maybe that'll help you. I don't know. It just kind of depends on what all you want to do. If this is like a once in a lifetime trip, I'm gonna be completely honest. If you are a family of four, you might as well take $2,000. If you want to live it up and do it big, and you want to eat at all these restaurants, you're going to take a lot of money, because if you're wanting to sit down at nice dinners every day, if you want to do a character meal every day, or you want to buy these big toys or these big souvenirs to take home, because I don't really know what like you're wanting to spend, but if it is a once in a lifetime trip, you're going to need a lot to take with you. For me, even like when we go for a longer period of time, I am always on a budget. I am always trying to save money. So if I felt like we did pretty good for $550. So it just kind of depends on what you want to buy. I would say if you're trying to watch what you're spending, you're a family of four, and say you don't buy your kids any toys. Say you've made them save their own money to buy their own souvenirs. And I would say $100 is plenty of enough per kid to take I don't even think Stella spends $100 when we go. They do have stuff that's reasonable. I'll try to show this one little toy that I absolutely love that Stella got. It's a Slinky Dog, like replica of the roller coaster. It's this long roller coaster looking track. Slinky has wheels, and you pull him back and he like launches out. It is so cute. And it was $20. That's like the most expensive thing she bought. So I think per child, $100 is plenty for them to spend. And then if you want to buy, like I think I spent on myself, I bought that ornament and then a t-shirt. So I maybe spent $50 on myself the whole time we were there for souvenir stuff. So it just kind of depends. You may not want us to buy anything, or you may want to buy a lot of stuff. So it just kind of depends. But it all depends too on how often do you go. Is this a once in a lifetime trip? Because you're going to want to do a lot if this is the only time you're ever going to go. So that's what we spent for me and Stella for drinks and stuff in the park, not including Bippity Boppity and not including Ohana. We spent $550. So if that gives you any idea. I know I'm rambling. Maybe that helped. So it just all depends on you and your family, what you like to do, if money's no object for you, or if you're on a budget like I am. It just kind of depends. So I hope that helped. Okay, moving on to the last question, number 5. This is about restaurants. What restaurant is my favorite for adults, and what restaurant is my favorite for kids? So I asked Stella on the kids one, because who to know best than a 6-year-old for kids? So she said out of all the restaurants that we have ever been to at Disney, her absolute favorite is Pizza Rizzo. And I love it too, y'all. It is just, I don't know what it is. It gets a bad name. Like, if you ever watch, I'm not going to call out which one certain vlogger is that I love to watch. They don't like it at all. They talk so bad about this pizza. They call it like a fluffy pizza. It's just bleh. I think it's delicious. Now it all depends, I guess, on by the time we get there, I'm starving to death. So I think it's good, but a lot of people give Pizza Rizzo a bad name, and we absolutely love it. If it's not too hot, we like to go upstairs, and then they have a balcony outside that you can sit on that overlooks the fountain and the Muppet Theater. And then you can see, I forget the name of that street that like takes you into Toy Story, that's right there, where some shops are. You can see people walking right there, and we just love to sit up there and people watch. So if it's not too hot, we sit out there and eat our pizza and watch people, and Stella absolutely loves it. But if it is really hot, the actual restaurant is huge. There's a main level that has all these tables and chairs and everything, and then there's an upstairs that's just as big. I mean, there is so much room in there. They could pack a bunch of people in there. So we love this place. And Stella said it was her favorite. It's cheap. It's good. It's a quick service. You can mobile order it. You don't have to wait in line. It's great. So Pizza Rizzo, she said, was her favorite place for a kid to go. So my new favorite place is the Beer Garden, and I love it. This was our first time that we went there. Now, it is German food, so if you don't like German food, you may not like it, but the food was delicious. The atmosphere was incredible. I loved the atmosphere. We had the best time at this restaurant. Um, they had beer flights, so you could sample different beer from Germany, and I tried one of those. I'm not like a huge beer drinker, but I wanted to try it because I wanted to kind of be immersed in their culture or whatever. I think that's something fun to do too. So that was really fun. And then they do a performance, they play music, and they have a dance floor out there. And I didn't know anybody, so Stella was like, "Come on, Mom, let's go dance." And so I went down there and danced with her for a little bit. And then one of the waiters, he was so nice, and he was probably like 20 something. He was so nice. But anyways, he was like, well, he didn't know her name, but he was like, "Do you want to dance with me?" So he went out there and danced with her, and it was just so cute. Stella was having the time of her life, and then all these little kids would come out and dance with each other. They just had so much fun. And then after that was kind of over with, they did this little show with one of the guys came and stood on the dance floor with a little table, and he had all these different little bells. And so everybody kind of that wanted to watch close, mostly the kids, they were all sitting on the little floor watching him do this little bell show, and it was so cute. Stella absolutely loved it. She had the time of her life there. So it was really fun. I cannot recommend this restaurant enough. It is my favorite, and to me now is a must do when we go back to Disney World. I absolutely loved it. The food to me was delicious. The staff there, the cast members, they were wonderful. They were so kind, so nice. Um, it was just great. Like, it was just a wonderful experience. The music was good. Just everybody was having so much fun. You would see adults clapping and kind of dancing. So they were having fun too. It's a great family friendly atmosphere. I can't recommend it enough. It was great. Even if you don't like German food, just go try it for the atmosphere. It was great. So that is my pick for adults, is the Beer Garden. I loved it. I can't recommend it enough. So Beer Garden for adults, Pizza Rizzo, that's what Stella picked, and we love it too. So I hope this video helped. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but those are a lot of the questions that I get asked, like the top 5 most asked questions that I get asked from my clients when they are booking a Disney World trip. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope that you like and share these videos. Make sure you're subscribed. It really helps this channel out. And stay tuned for more videos to come on tips and tricks helping your family go to Disney World, just to make it a little bit easier, because like I said, it can be really complicated. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.